What's good with the YouTube? It's your boy Rojo, and this is the Rojo Room. Man, we've been talking about on Converse perspective, we've been talking about the MS13 in the South going at it in USP Beaumont, and you guys have been asking us to keep you updated on what's going on. Man, I dropped a short about it, but I wanted to touch on it real quick on here. Get these hours up, hopefully, man. I only need like 400 or 500 more. But this is from thedailyitem.com, and it says sources say the incarcerated MS13 gang members are being moved to USP Lewisburg. Some members of the notoriously violent MS13 gang who are being held in federal prisons across the U.S. are apparently being transferred to the U.S. Penitentiary at Lewisburg. Sources close to the Union County facility said staff at USP Lewisburg were informed Monday that some current inmates would have to be moved out to make room for an unknown number of gang members from other facilities across the United States. Our office is looking into these reports and has been in communication with officials from both the Bureau of Prisons and the Council of Prison Locals, said U.S. Representative Fred Keller, who serves as chairman of the House Bureau of Prisons Reform Caucus. Never heard of that. The Bureau of Prisons did not respond Wednesday to an inquiry from the Daily Item. MS-13 gang members were reportedly involved in last month's killing of 2 inmates and injuring 2 others at USP Beaumont in Texas, which led to a nationwide lockdown of all federal prisons out of concern for potential retribution and continued violence. The Lewisburg Penitentiary opened in 1932 and has been run as a high security facility until 3 years ago when it changed its mission to a medium security prison. According to the BOP website, there are 575 male inmates at the prison and 310 inmates at the camp. Andy Klein, the vice president of the Local 148 at USP Lewisburg, said he was unable to comment. Klein has been highly critical of what he deems as low staffing at the prison and the safety risks that pose for staff and inmates. Keller said security is always a primary concern at the federal prisons. The safety of our correctional officers and the communities in which these facilities are located remains our top priority, he says. We will continue working closely with the prison officials to ensure the United States Prison Lewisburg and other BOP facilities have adequate staffing levels required to meet the additional challenges in which inmates transfers pose. Mata Salvatrucha, commonly known as MS-13, is an international criminal gang that was founded in Los Angeles, California during the early 1980s by immigrants from El Salvador. Members are known for their extreme violent acts of retribution. Their motto, according to the Department of Justice, is kill R, 4-letter word that starts with R, and control. Well, in a nutshell, man, the feds obviously are concerned that, this situation that happened at USP Beaumont could lead to further violence, among the traditional Southsiders as well as the MS-13. Apparently this has been going on for quite some time with the killing of a made man from down south in Lee Correctional Institution. I think that's what it's called. One of the BOP prisons. And then the incident at Beaumont just recently, in which 2 other inmates were killed. We've talked about quite a few ways of how this is going to end up playing out, and the BOP is trying to nip it in the bud by separating MS-13 and to the rest of the Southern conglomerate. That doesn't necessarily mean anything will end. It'll just it could potentially spill over into other institutions, county jails, state prisons, etc. And a lot of opinions are that MS-13 outside of California and in the Southwest as a whole may end up being their own entity after a while. With the traditional MS13s out of LA, maintaining where their current status and maybe becoming not so much of a friend to those in other places across the nation. Only time can tell, but that's the common agreement. A lot of people who are familiar with this group and people who've done time and their opinions have some kind of intelligence to them. That's what they've come up with, man. But it remains to be seen, and only time will tell where this will lead. But definitely the conflict probably isn't over. There's probably going to be more violence associated with these two groups against one another. And it's just going to have to play out like it plays out, like any other internal confrontation. But hey, everybody be safe. I just wanted to give you guys that update. It's your boy Rojo. This is the Rojo Room. Have a great rest of your Sunday.